Before we begin, remember that this video is for educational purposes only and isn't financial or real estate advice. Always consult licensed professionals. Real estate decisions are some of the biggest financial moves you'll ever make. Here's what you need to know. Buying your first home is the biggest financial decision of your life, but most people focus on the wrong things. We're going to look past the pretty staging and show you the hidden costs and red flags that could save you tens of thousands of dollars. Before you even step foot in an open house, you need to understand the math. Most buyers get tripped up by looking at the sticker price rather than the total cost of ownership. Many buyers think a quick online pre-qualification is enough to start making offers, but that's a huge risk. A pre-qualification is just an estimate based on what you tell the bank, while a pre-approval involves a deep dive into your actual tax returns and credit. Sellers rarely take an offer seriously without a verified pre-approval letter in hand. Get this done early so you know exactly what your budget is before you fall in love with a house. If you have saved up a 3% or 5% down payment, you aren't done yet. Closing costs typically range from 2% to 5% of the home's purchase price on top of your down payment. This covers things like loan origination fees, title insurance, and government recording fees. If you don't account for these, you might find yourself short on cash right when you're supposed to get the keys. Just because the bank says you're approved for $500,000 doesn't mean you should spend $500,000. Lenders calculate your debt-to-income ratio based on gross income, not your take-home pay after taxes and insurance. If you max out your loan, you may end up house poor with no money left over for travel, repairs, or an emergency fund. Aim for a monthly payment that fits your actual lifestyle, not the bank's ceiling. Sellers spend thousands of dollars on professional staging to make you feel an emotional connection to a house. Here's how to look past the fluff. It's easy to get distracted by brand new quartz countertops, but those are cheap compared to a failing HVAC, an old roof, or a cracked foundation. Always check the age of the furnace and the water heater while you're touring. If the roof is over 20 years old, you're looking at a $10,000 to $20,000 expense very soon. Don't let pretty paint hide a mechanical nightmare. You can change paint, carpet, and light fixtures very easily and cheaply after you move in. What you can't easily change is the layout or the location. If the kitchen is too small or the bedrooms are all on different floors and that doesn't work for your family, no amount of new flooring will fix it. Focus on the bones of the house, the things that are permanent or extremely expensive to move. A house can be perfect, but you're also buying into the neighborhood and the neighbors. Visit the house at different times of the day, especially on a Friday night or a school morning. Is there a neighbor with 5 barking dogs or a nearby commercial zone that gets loud at 5 a.m.? Check for signs of neglect in nearby yards, as this can affect your future resale value. Quick reminder, real estate markets and mortgage programs vary by location, so always verify with local professionals. The inspection period is your last chance to back out or renegotiate. This is where most first-time buyers make their biggest mistakes out of fear of losing the deal. In a competitive market, some buyers are tempted to waive their inspection to make their offer more attractive. This is extremely risky and almost never recommended for a first-time buyer. A professional inspector can find hidden water damage, electrical hazards, or pest infestations that are invisible to the naked eye. If you waive this, you're taking on 100% of the risk for any pre-existing problems. A general home inspection is a great start, but the inspector isn't an expert in everything. Depending on the area, you might need a separate sewer scope, a radon test, or a mold inspection. In older homes, checking for lead paint or asbestos is also critical. Spending an extra few $100s now can prevent a $10,000 sewer line repair 6 months after you move in. If you see a finished basement or a brand new deck, ask if the work was permitted by the city. Unpermitted work can lead to massive headaches, including insurance companies refusing to cover claims or the city forcing you to tear it down. Always check the permit history of a home during your due diligence period to ensure everything is up to local building codes. Real estate is a team sport. If you don't have the right people in your corner, you'll likely pay more than you should. Some buyers go directly to the agent whose name is on the for sale sign, thinking they'll get a better deal. This is called dual agencies or unrepresented buying, and it's a mistake. That listing agent's primary job is to get the highest price for the seller. You need your own buyer's agent who represents your interests, helps you negotiate, and protects your earnest money. This is a classic mistake. You get your offer accepted, and you immediately go out and buy a new car or furniture on credit. Don't do this. Your lender will do a final credit check right before closing. A new loan or a large credit card balance can change your debt-to-income ratio and cause the bank to cancel your mortgage at the very last minute. If the home is in a homeowners association, you aren't just buying a house, you're signing a contract with a mini-government. Read the CC&R's covenants, conditions, and restrictions carefully. Some HOAs restrict what color you can paint your house, what kind of pets you can have, or even whether you can rent out the property in the future. Also, check the HOA's financial reserves to ensure they aren't planning a special assessments for repairs. The journey doesn't end when you get the keys. Preparing for the first year of ownership is where many people fail to plan. When you rent, the landlord pays for the broken dishwasher. When you own, it's all on you. A good rule of thumb is to set aside 1% of the home's value every year for maintenance. On a $300,000 home, that's $3,000 a year. If you don't have this saved, a simple plumbing leak can become a financial crisis. Start a dedicated home emergency funds on day one. Many first-time buyers look at the current property taxes and assume that's what they'll pay. However, in many areas, the property is reassessed after a sale based on the new, higher purchase price. This means your monthly mortgage payment could jump by hundreds of dollars in the second year. Always ask your lender or agent for an estimate of what the post-sales taxes will look like. It's tempting to want to gut the kitchen the week you move in, but it's often better to live in the house for 6 to 12 months first. You'll learn how the light hits different rooms, how you actually use the space, and which repairs are truly urgent versus just cosmetic. Rushing into a renovation often leads to buyer's remorse when you realize you should have spent that money on something more functional. Buying your first home is a marathon, not a sprint. By avoiding these 5 common mistakes, you're already ahead of 90% of other buyers. Remember to focus on the bones of the house, keep your credit stable, and always get a professional inspection. Taking your time now will save you years of stress later. If this guide helped you feel more confident about your home search, like and subscribe for more practical real estate advice from Reledemy. We're here to help you make the smartest move possible. See you in the next one. If this helped, like the video and share it with someone buying or investing. Thanks for watching. Remember, this is educational content only. Consult a licensed real estate agent or mortgage broker before making property decisions. Subscribe for more.